Oh. Last time on Investigations 2, the educations continue. We can't trust that either. So it is impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. Unless he's lying, which makes it not impossible, but shut up. After the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom is still impossible because no one could get into Elbert's cell. Could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes. Mr. Edwards, what should we do? The body was moved through the well. It does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence. I'm obligated to recognize that fact. From what I can tell of why we're negotiating with her and why Sebastian even exists as a prosecutor is because the people who she works for are basically telling her, like, this is an international incident, we can't have Edward doing things here, and we need to just wrap this up and get it taken care of. Push it under the rug, so the countries aren't insulted or something. Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more? I give my approval in the name of the goddess of law. Alright. Reinvestigation in the courtyard. Okay, this may be our final chance. And now this time on the investigations, the thing didn't activate again. Boop. So there's your preview for last time, everyone in the video for the future. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. Well, welcome back. I don't actually know if this is where we ended. So if it's not where we ended, which is in the courtyard, then we'll just load the save state I have. Don't tell anyone though. But hello, Phoenix, Sonosuke, Greninja, Sivia, OP. I think that's Blood Silver. I knew there was someone else, but I didn't see your name on this list. Either way, hello everybody. But I also need to refresh on what we were doing, because I don't remember. I got sick, and then I had a blister in my tongue, and yeah. It's been a while. And then I was gonna do Valkyria first, but then I kinda just decided not to. And that's kind of the end of that story. I do recall investigating the courtyard a little bit. But we'll just go from here. A great story. It's an amazing story. I don't know how long we'll go on for. Probably until the end of this chapter. So that could potentially be the long haul. I might be just dueling myself. But I have water. So that'll be fine, I think. I think it is. Also need to make sure I have... Yes, okay. Have this hit counter set up. Why is this one negative? I don't care. One of my deaths is apparently -1. I casually didn't die one time. Here it is. Now I just gotta hope I don't accidentally bite my tongue while I'm talking. Because, you know, that'd be bad. And now it's been forever, I don't even remember how to do voices. The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. Or it could not be. Dang it, OP.
Seems go dot.
Seems go dot. Go dot what? But thank you for the 300 bits, OP. And hello, King of Kariba. How's it going? You just missed the recap, and I'm too lazy to recap it again. Because I couldn't exactly tell you the full details. Judge Girl is trying to make our client be the guilty party without any real evidence. Something along that. Also, a guy died. I almost had a really morbid title for this stream, but I decided to go for the pun instead. Also, I'm going to go ahead and just close out of this. There was a dog. There is an assassin who has a pet dog. Still not really clear on why they would give him a dog. Or why they would let him keep his dog if it was a known killer. But you know.
We, Akatsuki, will deliver judgment.
And hello, Reborn. How's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're all having a good night. Oh, sorry to hear that, Karibo. Just pretend like it didn't even happen, just... knock it out of your head. Also, sorry, I did eat a small snack before we began, so I'll probably be... still digesting that, I guess. However, there's nothing left here. I think that was the wrong tone to use with that sentence. Yesterday. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. Oh look, we get a recap anyways. Possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom is entirely impossible yet. It could only have been done during the show. The one who could have done it is Simon Keys. Was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be a decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Hooray! That means I can look through my organizer and not feel overwhelmed. Well, good night, Phoenix, if you fall asleep. Let's see here. Hey, there's a grate here! What a great grate. My great-great-uncle had a great-great like this. But not quite as great as this great-great. Ah, the well's run dry after all, they even put a lock on it. Lockpicking's one of my specialties. Wanna see? No. There's absolutely no need for you to show it off. I have the keys. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Whoa! What happened, Kay? The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it was smashed with a dog's paw. Feels like it was broken some time ago. So the lock was broken, and yet it's still there. Means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well. According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keys murdered Knightley in the courtyard for some reason. And then, during the show, he disposed of the body in the well. Ah, you think so? Did he really use the well to move the body? Ah, I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again. He should be able to track down the scent of the body. Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe. Edworth actually said something was a good idea? Yes, sir! Detective Gumshoe here! You need Missile? Well, don't worry, I've already shot him over there! Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Missile to this prison courtyard. Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again, now, sir! I thought Missile belonged to the police department. Oh well. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Berry of the Berry Big Circus and bring her here. I don't want to deal with her. Roger that, sir. I'll bring him over in a flash. I don't want to talk to Regina. She's too shiny. But what should we do while I wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek? No, I have the feeling you'd win. What are you talking about, Kay? There's no one to hide. I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like this, isn't your turn to shine? Oh, that! You want me to recreate the crime scene? Huh? How do you do that? See for yourself, the great detective, or the great thief's secret weapon, Little Thief. Not a great detective, that's another character. Patrick Warburton? I don't know exactly who that is. I can always see the clown, you're right. Regina's a better— oh my gosh, that beeping's annoying. What? What's that? The screen's floating in midair. Just what are you doing, Kay? I'm entering the information needed for the simulation, even though we don't have enough. Mr. Shields, this Little Thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given. It also can recreate anything else, but specifically crime scenes is what it's good at. Yeah, I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday? Yes, I believe we were in the middle of taking down the set, or they were in the middle. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue. Well, Crunk is pretty much what I was imagining when I started doing that voice to begin with. So, you know. Leave it to me. I took a picture of the place, too. I never mentioned it until now, because— shut up. There, and there. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection maximum output. Dark skies of evening when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all seen. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Whoa, what just happened? I recreated the courtyard from yesterday, based on the information I entered. This was a tool the previous Yatagarasu used, and I just kinda stole it. It's a device that runs in simulations to practice stealing things. But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as it were in the past. Oh, but it's still only a recreation, based on what information we have. We can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information is incorrect, recreation could come out strange, too. In this case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problems. Now let's begin investigation. Since it's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. Also, where'd the other guy go? You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Yes, I know, we did this last game. First, I should start with that well. But where'd the other guy go? I don't remember his name. There he is, okay. As long as he didn't become part of the simulation. Let's see, what evidence got evaporated? Not a lot of it, it seems. Yeah, Ray. And K. That's weird. The floor plans. Entrance center, passageway, prison, courtyard, warden's office. Special cell. There's that stupid parrot right there. We can't talk to him. Even though Edgeworth would definitely want to talk to him. Okay, we've already taken care of that muddy glove. We know that was Saw. Chessboard. Get a chisel inside to get past security. I'm surprised that Salt's bracelet's still, like, important. Probably to be like, well, prisoners can't move freely, and it's like, well, this one did. Oh. Cerberus, chess piece. Wait, what is this? Mr. DeBesty, whatever his name is, and Warden Roland searched the entire prison but did not find the murder weapon. And then we found the murder weapon. Next move is Bishop's G2. Next move, Rook, no. Pawn to DB. Wait. Why would they. Or G6, I guess. But why would you contradict yourself in a letter? Like, why would you change your mind mid-letter? Taken by 3 AM, security gate. Tunnel footprints. Right, the fighting guy was... The fighting guy has a bear that followed him through his tunnel he was digging. I don't know if we investigated this chisel. This bell, it's the same as the one that's attached to Anubis' collar. That's the dog's name, for those that don't remember. Yes, it's the Assassin Dogen's trademark. An assassin with a trademark? What an odd combination. Don't you think it's similar to the Great Thief Yatagarasu? Mr. Edward, you don't understand anything. A Great Thief has to stand out. Why would a thief want to stand out? Above the crowd? Do they really want to shout out loud? Dogen hid this chisel inside the dog's mouth. Could this be the murder weapon of this case? Can't say for certain. However, traces of blood were found on the chisel. At the very least, it's not unrelated to the case. Ow. Dogen's bells, and that's it. Alright, that's pretty much all we have. There's also these, but we don't really care about any of these. Oh yeah, I forgot Lang appeared at the end of the last one. Anyways, last one is check the well. Was this still broken? Let's examine the area around the well. It holds many nooks and crannies that need to be inspected. Holds the key to this case. There's some pulleys here. Don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well. The sturdy hemp rope. Looks like the rope they use for tug-of-wars. I'm not going to play tug-of-war with you. I didn't even say anything yet, but I was going to. How'd you read my mind? There's a metal stake attached to the end of the rope. Ah, you use those to pin down a tent when you go camping. Also, thanks for the auto-host. Hey, Mr. Rabbit and Kiran. Doesn't feel like they need this for the performance. I wonder what it was used for. This is a metal weight. It weighs... It's hard to see in the recreation. Hey, do you remember? 15 kilograms. 33 pounds. Apparently that measures up to 33 pounds. I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for. Doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus. What about up here? This pulley was used to lift a bucket from the well. The bucket can't be found. An accurate, logical statement. Do I have any logic to pull from this? No. Must be something else I need to grab. I thought I could maybe, like, investigate this glowing thing right here, but... Well's behind the stage. That means... Only a few people would have had access to dump the body in the well during the performance. Isn't looking good for Mr. Keys. These things around the well, what were they used for? They don't seem to be related to the animal show. I agree. We can ask Miss Barry about it later. Mr. Barry is indisposed, so I don't think I can talk to him. These were used for the audience seating during the show. Folding all these chairs must have been quite the chore. Is that so? Don't tell me you've never tidied up a folding chair before. No, all my chairs are automatic. I've delegated the task to others in the past. Like Gumshoe. Mr. Edward, you should try doing some manual labor once in a while. I lift pins every day. I'll look into it, though. Lift 3 pins a day to make paperwork happen. This is the stage where they put on the animal show. Great thief show. I wonder if anyone would come. I don't think they'd see it. Pretty sure the police would show up. Huh. I'm sure Gumshoe would show up just to support her. This crate. No, there are tires attached to it, so I guess it's a cart. Just once I like to ride one of these bad boys down a hill. I thought that was gonna be another stepladder situation. Just for a second. But Kay didn't even care. Huh, maybe one of those office chairs with wheels. Doesn't that sound like fun? What is she talking about? Oh yeah, the elephant. I don't remember his name. What was the elephant's name again? Thank you, Ray. I'm glad we're on the same page. She's Antiski the Asian elephant. Okay. And something? Ah, that's right. It's an easy name to remember, except it's not. Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her the name that's easy to remember. What? Mr. Edward, what a terrible thing to say about poor Atiski. Mystique? So, Astique? I don't know if I said that right either. That's all the information we can gather for now. The detective should be here soon. Potentially. Okay, go ahead and shut down, little thief. Alright, returning the area to normal. Investigation complete. I didn't solve a thing. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Also, I brought this girl. Couldn't find Missile, though. I think, he got lost. Hey, speak of the gummy. Detective Gumshoe. That was quick. I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir. I had to wait until you were done with the investigation, though. Thanks for coming along too, Regina. Oh, no problem. It sounded like fun, so I skipped practice to come here. Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking. No problem, sir. Hey, Missile! Over here, pal! Oh, no. Hey, what's eating you, pal? I said over here. Oh, no, Missile. What's the matter? Looks like you're scared of something, sir. What the? Ah, that's a reason to be scared. Alligator. I guess you're scared of the alligator, sir. That's kinda weird. He beat one up on the way in. Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be much help to us. So what should we do, Miles? Maybe we can ask Miss Berry for help. Oh, what is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Allie a trick? Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show. Looks like it's my time to shine again. Yes, if you please. I don't know why I turned it off if I'm just gonna turn it right back on. But here we go. Alright, that should do it. Starting up the recreation now. Okay. Recreation complete. This time you can see the courtyard that was during the animal show. Apparently, the well doesn't exist. This should be around the time the body was dropped down the well. Wow, cool. It's just like magic. It's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us, which was nothing. See? Look over there. The backstage area is missing. It's like how they all turned except for Missile. Oh, Regina didn't help with the preparations, so she doesn't really know how it was set up. I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have the input for, huh? I'm sorry, it's because Simon took care of setting everything up, and we can't talk to him because he's in jail. Don't worry yourself now, Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here. Why me? What did I do? Mr. Edward, I've recreated the show in progress. But I can also change it how it was earlier, when it was being taken down. I see, so we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. We can freely switch between the two different states. To change recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen. A new feature is unlocked. Now then, let's begin the investigation. I don't know why we even needed to interrupt the first one, but whatever, it's fine. Kay, can you wanna get out of my way, just for a second? Okay. Awkwardly, so I'm gonna walk over here now. I mean, I'm impressed she kept her balance, really. Oh, this crate was empty in the recreation earlier. That's right, it also was empty in the picture I took. Ah, I'm sorry, that information is wrong. What do you mean? This crate contained... Astiki... I don't know. Had her food. In the morning and the day of the show, all the apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. Missing apples, huh? I should make a note of it. For some reason that's important. Logically. So do I get rid of that scene? It's the cage of the Asian elephant. Astique. The elephant is performing on stage right now, so the cage is empty. Logically, that makes sense. I wonder Astique entered the courtyard. What do you mean how? The entrance here is human size, and this fence is electrified. I don't think an elephant could enter from there. They could just turn off the electricity. If they did that, all the inmates would escape. I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering. I wonder how she came in. This requires some thought. You seem to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be. Where's the alligator? A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also want to see Simon in action. Simon's really amazing, especially the part where he would get blown away. Blown away? That's the scene in question. At that point, the suspect in the role of the villain is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. Even though she usually spits water. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. Are you saying the crime was committed during that time? No. Do you know how long he was gone from the stage? Let me think. About 15 minutes or so. Just as Judge Courtney said. But isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant? It's alright. Astique. Astique. The weird name. It's very gentle. When she blows people across the stage. That's not who we're worried about here. During the first few practices, he was having trouble getting him blown away. Then all of a sudden, he was able to get flying beautifully. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing. A device? Do you know anything about it? He probably used the pulley to pull himself into the air. Which is why the weight is so heavy. I have no idea. Simon handled it all by himself. I need to look at these chairs. These chairs are lined up in orderly fashion. I'm impressed. Guess there were a few empty seats during the performance. This inmate atmosphere, and the closeness between the stage and the audience. It reminds me of the karaoke tournament I entered when I was a kid. I won, of course. Karaoke tournament. I was the runner-up, Dark skies of the evening, when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. I lost because of that one stutter I did. Now listen to the song of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Don't tell me you actually sing that song. Of course, this song rocks. I'm surprised she actually made it to the finals. Did she steal second place? No, if she didn't steal first place, she must have gotten there fair and square. Fair enough, Edgeworth, and hello, Maestro. How's it going? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no ad-libs here. At this point in time, we still don't have enough information about this area. That's right, Mr. Edward. Please steal some information. I don't steal information. I obtain it through my investigation and logic. That's different from stealing. I prefer to act first before thinking. You may act before thinking, as long as you don't interfere with the investigation. I wouldn't want to arrest you. No, that didn't work, did it? Oh, it did. Mr. Keys used a device for his stunt. Maybe the tools around the well were connected to this? Hey, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to after the show scene? Roger. Just enjoying some sweets. What are you enjoying? The tools lying around the well. Could they have been part of this device? It seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device. If you ask Mr. Keys, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together. Alright, I'll go ask him. See you later. Alligator. Talking to you, Allie. Mr. Edward, I asked him about it. He said he has no idea what you're talking about. And, did you find out how the device works? Nope. He used a rope to hang some weights on the wells fully. The weights were suspended inside the well. Then he ran to the rope through 2 more pulleys, and tied the end of the rope to his own body. So he used the force of the falling weights to send himself flying. But what's to stop the weights from falling on the road? In order to prevent that from happening, he used a stopper. Miss Berry didn't know anything about the well. That means Mr. Keyes removed the stopper by himself? Correct. That's why a second rope was needed. This rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage, boom. The stopper would be removed, and the weights would drop down the well. It is ice cream day, apparently, in America. So hope you're enjoying your ice cream bar and Pringles. I'm definitely gonna steal this idea. Yadigrassi won't lose something like this. Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good. Then I'll train as well. Before you start training, could you first update the recreation? Oh yeah. You wanted me to recreate the device that was used in the performance. I'm gonna reiterate what you just said because I need to explain it to the audience. As she looks at the camera. First, let's return to the during the show scene. Just dig in here. Did the device stay active while she wasn't in the room? Also when she was down the street? Because that guy's in the... at the police station. Oh well. Next, I'll input the information on the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made. This device that Mr. Keyes used. Why are the weights still there? Simon sure is gutsier than he looks. Using the falling weights has the force to launch himself during his performance. Indeed, he would have had to drop enough weight to exceed his own body weight, which is... in order to provide the strength, you need to pull him off the stage. Time to connect the dots. Simon must have practiced a lot for this. Huh? Isn't this strange? What's wrong, pal? Haven't you noticed, Detective? What's strange about the weight is... Hello, Slash, how's it going? We are solving something. I don't know if that's the case. Anyway, what's strange about the weight is, I don't know, all of 3, really. The material, the number, the weight. I don't know, the weight. It's not heavy enough. Oh yeah, logically that makes sense. In order to pull up Mr. Keyes' body, I guess the material would be good. You're right, sir! But where did the rest of the weights disappear to? Looks like it's time to use my 7 secret weapons, sir! If necessary, I'll let the detective know. The apples are missing. Mr. Edward, you got that look on your face like you want to use my secret weapons, sir. What kind of look is that? Missile in the mood, but I got my fishing rod ready to go. Or would you prefer the metal detector? That is the best one. Never seen detective's eyes sparkle like that. If need be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by. Okay, I don't know why I need to talk to him for that. Detective Gumshoe, it's time for your secret weapons. Yes, sir! Let me pull out the fishing rod. I was hoping for the metal detector. Oh, I don't get many chances to use this one. Before we begin the search, let me go over to use the metal detector, sir. Even though I'm the one using it, apparently. Yeah, what a twist. This metal detector uses sound. And this meter to let you know how close you are to a metal object. When you get closer to a metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. And it'll go whoop whoop whoop. When you get the biggest reaction, you'll be like, whoa, there's metal here. Give me the order to examine that spot, sir. Also, this beeping's really annoying. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's just the metal sense. That's basically how you search for metal objects, sir. Just give me the instructions where you want to search, sir. I don't know why I gave you the instructions on, like, using it if I was the one using it. But, that's not important. Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. Huh? I found these in the clumps of grass here, sir. These are the weights used for that hoisting device. Were these intentionally hidden? There's 4 of them in all, sir. That many weights would be enough to lift Simon. But the other weights were used in the device were hidden. Why were they hidden over here, though? That alligator. See, I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Yes, yes, it'll reflect in your paycheck. Ick! Ah, the alligator. That scared me, pal. Don't do that, Allie. Huh? What's the matter, detective? Looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator. Really? Why? Did it eat something metal? Sure it still isn't reacting to the weights? It's a different reaction, sir. Plus the weights aren't on screen anymore. Definitely coming from the alligator. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Why is she laughing? Looks like it's scared of us. I don't think so, kid. Huh? If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather. Allie, I suppose that was what Warden Roland called it. She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad. I guess the metal detector could be reacting to whatever the alligator ate. That makes sense to me, pal. Maybe she ate one of the weights. That'd be really hard to chew. I doubt that even an alligator can ingest 33-pound weight. But what could the metal detector be reacting to? And regardless, why were these weights hidden? Maybe we should take another look at the device on the well. Okay, I'd like to recreate the after the show scene again. They say iron is important for your diet though, Slash. I don't think they meant for you to eat 33 pounds of it, though. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Every single one. This is a metal weight. It weighs... I already know this answer, but whatever. Thank you, Nightbot. No skill. Now what am I to do, sir? About how someone created any evidence I hold? I don't think it's that spot, but this weight is still here for some reason, and I'm not sure if that's important. But alternatively, there's also a rope missing that isn't over here. It's only this one. Some pulleys here. Small bruises on his head. Has a sweet scent. I don't exactly know what it wants me to deduce here. Guess I'll try this. Thought how some connected to any of the things I hold? I don't know, maybe. Eureka! piece of evidence shows the contradiction in the crime scene. Could you be more precise about the contradiction is? Nope, that was wrong, I guess, guys. I'm sorry. I'm such a disappointment. Technology is controllable. Yeah, incredible. And controllable. Wait, that is right. Nope, that was not correct. Hang on. I don't know why that's connected to it. There we go. This device. It could be just me, but it feels like something is missing. Yeah, the rope, right? Okay, maybe it is the rope that I was supposed to be looking to. Nope, also wrong. Interesting. Guess it wasn't that specific rope that I need to look for. No, I guess maybe it wants me to go up here and then deduce that, hey, there's a rope missing. Bucket can't be found. Oh. Dang it. There we go. Where is the bucket? Also, no. Jeez. This is probably the worst thing I've done for a while. I don't know what exactly it wants me to do, so there's something I'm missing. Logic. I don't think that's related just yet. Yeah, what's up? At least it didn't ask me to confirm. That'd be annoying. These are two ropes quite skillfully. Two ropes? In the after show scene. I should use the little thief's new function and change the recreation to double check. Okay, maybe it's the other one? Rope dangles into the well. No, the pinata's on the other end of the rope, nor the candy, obviously. Take this more seriously. Come on, Mr. Edward, it was a joke, a joke! Don't take everything so seriously. No, wait. What's on the other end of the rope? This could be worth thinking over. Recreate this one now. Like, I know the rope's missing, but it's not... It's part of the device used during the show. Create a device with just one piece of rope. That is surprisingly handy. One piece of rope? It seems that there is a contradiction with the device. Okay. Did I need to deduce it on this rope? Another thing, I feel like it should have gone for anything. Whoops, not a door. This is not a door rope. Okay. I was using the right thing, just in the wrong spots. Because apparently it doesn't matter. But this recreation in the device we saw earlier is a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing. You're right. Without it, the device won't work. I wonder what happened to it. Where the missing rope disappeared to. It's possible that we hold a piece of evidence that shows where the rope went. Eh? Which piece of evidence shows where the missing rope went? Do we have it? I don't think it's in here. Why isn't the top text... Why isn't the top text, like, finished? It just says, shows where the missing. Weird. I guess theoretically the rope would just go into the well? But I don't know if they want me to do device again. The only thing that has the rope, though, the other one goes on the body. Yeah, I don't care about the... I don't care about his bells or anything. Let's see. No, I mean, this rope's here, but that was on the body, so I guess I'll try the device again. Sure where the missing rope went, sir? Yes. So, where's the missing rope? Mr. Edward, why aren't you saying anything? It was not that, okay. It would be weird if that was twice in a row. Okay, so I guess they do want the rope. Which piece of evidence shows the missing rope went? I think it was my fault, I think I skipped too fast. Here's a rope. This rope we found with the dead body. Could it be? Yes. It could be the other piece of rope that was used here. And does that mean this rope is attached to the weight? However, the weight was not one of these metal weights. These weights were hidden in the grass and replaced with something else. They were replaced with what was used as the weight. What was tied to the rope we found in the workroom? If we can recall that, then the answer should be clear. So it was Knightley's body, huh? Whoa. What dropped down the well was none other than Knightley's dead body. Mr. Knightley's dead body uses the weight, but he doesn't weigh that much. Yes, and the weights were replaced with Knightley's body. Mr. Keyes used the device to launch himself off the stage when the rope that was tied to him was undone and let go. Both the body and the rope dropped down the well. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley, it was used to suspend him inside the well. That also explains why the other weights were hidden. So that no one would find out that the weights were replaced with the body. Yes, the killer was the one who hid those weights. But Miles, wasn't Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon? If he was suspended in the well, wouldn't there be blood at the bottom of the well? The killer was also aware of that, that's why they used the dog. Which item did the killer use in order to leave no traces of blood behind? Bloodstained sheet, I'd imagine. The sheet we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body. I see! Looks like all the pieces are starting to come together, eh? See how sarcastic he looks. This means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer? No, that's not necessarily the case. But yesterday, Judge Courtney said, she's insane. If Mr. Keyes was the killer, would he have needed to set up such an elaborate device? I guess you have a point. Mr. Keyes was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, this placed the doubt on the people who did not watch the animal show. It's true, we also suspect Mr. Dogan. The killer's true intent was to make us think the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used the device on the well to create a fake alibi. Miss Berry, do you know when this device in the well was set up? Let me think. Maybe before the show, I think it was at night. We all started preparing at 9 AM. Or PM. We finished around midnight. The killer replaced the weights of the dead body afterwards. Updated in my organizer. Did Dogan know about the device? No. Even he knew, if he knew about the device, it wouldn't be possible for him to use it. You can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well. I don't know, you probably could. He's really good at what he does. He taught him how to wipe up bloodstains. In other words, Dogan is not the killer. But if Dogan's not the killer, and I doubt it was Courtney, Bestie doesn't seem like he could kill an insect, let alone an actual, you know, an actual person, especially a guard. Gumshoe's too sweet. I doubt it was Frank saw it, because he only saw it. So that only leaves Regina, who's as innocent as can be, or the warden. Based on the evidence, the warden would have the best alibi to go through her own office. Without anyone really throwing a fit over that. It looks like I'm not gonna be able to trust her for now. Until I get some proof that it wasn't her. I don't think it was Elbert. He was trying to escape. He wouldn't murder someone to make escaping even harder. It's either that or someone we haven't met yet. Yeah, I don't think it's Regina. From what happened with her dad, I don't think she could actually bring her to hurt someone. Bring herself to hurt someone. Let's see. Logic do I have? I don't think I have it just yet. This crate, no. Their tie is attached, so I guess the car. Okay. What do I need to do here? I definitely need to get back to the stupid alligator. It has something. Pond is where the warden Roland keeps her pet alligator, Allie. I guess those fish bones are the remains of her last meal. I don't think an alligator would leave such clean bones. But she had a very refined looking face. I couldn't tell at all. That's because I'm a girl who's good with faces. Why don't I feel the least bit jealous? Mr. Edward, I just had an epiphany, sir. The killer is... Eureka! The Invisible Man! Oh. Somehow the killer brought in the murder weapon and moved the body, and nobody noticed. If the Invisible Man was the killer, it would explain how all this was possible. Detective, you can't be serious about that. I'm not totally sure, but I'd be neat if it were true. Starting tomorrow, you're pairing up with Mr. DeBesty. Don't waste, sir. I don't want that goofy prosecutor. You'd be a perfect match for this goofy detective. Wow, harsh. Regina, do you have anything to say to me? You come here often, Regina? Yes, I have many friends here. I love this place. New friends, old friends, everyone's a friend here. Yesterday, Miss Warden introduced me to a new friend, Little Allie. The alligator who lurks in the pond courtyard. That pond, if you get too close, it feels like you'll get gulped. I don't think Little Allie would do such a thing. Her stomach wasn't feeling very well yesterday. I'm worried. Aren't you all worried too? Right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're all worried, right, Mr. Edward? Don't drag me into this. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Yeah, it means there's nothing here. He thinks Gumshoe's a goof, but he also thinks he's like the most dependable guy, if that counts for anything. And he doesn't want Kay to be a thief, but otherwise he thinks pretty highly of her. Yeah, also have you met his colleagues? They're pretty goofy. Oh, I just noticed a little timer up there. 3:27. 8 o'clock. Can we examine these apples? They gotta be important. I already had this. So... Killer is the Invisible Man! If it was the Invisible Man, how are we gonna catch him? Also, just because he's invisible doesn't mean he wouldn't leave footprints. Or set off the scanners. Looks like all these are done, so... Maybe I do have logic, but I don't know how to... Misty. Day before the show. Was gone the next morning. I was thinking maybe the body could have been hidden in the basket. But... Oh. Would it be the elephant and then missing apples? To be like, logically, that means she ate the apples, but... I don't know. I don't feel good about this one, but I'll see if it goes. Okay. I mean, logically, she would have eaten them, but I feel like Regina would know that. Apples in the crate were probably eaten by Astique. But it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach from Astique's nose. Are you certain? Yes, the crate was still full of apples on the night before the show. Then the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. With that many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person. Okay. Elephants eat apples? I had no idea. I thought they ate water. I thought they only drank water to sustain themselves. Prior to the show, the cart's... What are you saying that word? The position was already changed to the apples, and the apples were already eaten. This appears to be the correct information. Please update the simulation perimeters, K. Alright. I'll use the new info to recreate the scene. Using the info we got from Regina, I'll recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place. Even though she didn't give us that information, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We got it. No wonder I thought it smelled like animals to contain the elephant's food. This is filled with Astique's apples. It lagged just for a second. That's right. On the day before the show, it was full of apples. And in the morning, they were all gone. Oh, did you think of something? You could say that. Do I still have logic? Huh. That was pretty much what I was thinking, but... The car was moved the night before the show. The body was also switched the night before the show. Logically, these two things go together. I don't think it was just a coincidence. Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes, why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door, which means they came through the door. I can think of one reason why. Somebody opened that door. Alright, let's hurry up and... Uh-oh. The door's locked. Let's ask a guard. Hey, mister, whoa. You said let's ask a guard and didn't instantly go for let's pick the lock?
Yes, what is it?
That was fast. Was he just watching this whole time? Is he not surprised at all by this holographic elephant? You there, where's the key to the store?
And the warden's in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away.
The warden is in charge of the keys here. Without the warden's permission, the store can't be opened.
Also, I got permission.
Thank you very much. Whoa. The circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker room, and suddenly the music's back on. I guess I clicked the breaker thing to activate the music again. On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here. I guess to let in the elephant. I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room. It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers. So someone came here to shut off the power to something. Was there anything that had its power shut off? What could have had its power shut off by the breaker? Do I have the... Oh, sorry for the slow audio thing. I know that's irritating. If this had been powered off, it would have caused a huge problem. A huge problem? I don't see any problems. Cast aside your preconceptions. Try thinking with an open mind. In doing so, you'll see an answer that exceeds your wildest imaginations. I'm not seeing anything at all, except that, you know, everyone would escape, but... Seems I was mistaken. I mean, I thought it was like the big gate, but I don't have that in my... I don't have that in my organizer. Do I? Just kidding, Sanosuke. I wouldn't do that to you. It's okay. Oops. Sounds long as... footage? Yeah, I guess if she wanted to hide her own evidence, it would be smart to set off the cameras. And I can't get the wall right there, so this is the only other thing that would have a reason to be off. Security camera footage had a 3-hour gap. I see. The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped. It's highly possible. Was this the killer's handiwork? With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have a major advantage. I knew it. Except I didn't know it, because you just explained it to me. But I'm gonna pretend like I knew it. If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. The person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... could be. So I was right. The only person who can get in there is the warden. Deactivating the recreation. Well, it's like how the guard didn't say anything about any of that. I guess he was watching the whole time. My power returns. Oh, uh-oh. I'm the first to the scene, as, why is there like 7 other people here? Good morning, Mr. DeBest. What? You, how did you get here before me? Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you've arrived early. Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney. That's rude. I have many matters to which require my attention. I have no time to waste. And yet I was still here late, but shut up. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off this case. Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney. An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest. You just say whatever you like, don't you? Welcome back with Toe Slash. Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian. Alright, I'll call the men over. Hold it. That'll be unnecessary, we're already done. What? We have already finished the investigation of the courtyard? You've been bested. Bested? Me? That's a good one. I should use that. Thanks. Judge Courtney. Your reasoning from yesterday? Watch me shatter it to pieces. I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your bad rests in my hands? I've got 3 more on my desk. I've had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge? Overruled! Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. I don't have a mirror. It seems I must remind you once more, the Prosecutor Investigation Committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked. Objection! Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. Proving Mr. Key's innocence, that is all that concerns me. Your words are like those of the defense attorney. You are willing to go that far, then I shall show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, who never answers my calls, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this. Oh, cute little birds. I shared your reasoning with you, my reasoning with you the other day before. Since Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning. No. Of course she does. Who do you think she is? Earlier, I received the official autopsy report. Babysitting that kid must be difficult. I don't know. Maybe not in this game. The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. Cause of death remains unchanged. A stab wound 4 inches deep. In the neck, specifically. Didn't need to specify that part for some reason. Simon Keyes were not present during the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well. He has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means... Seems there's a hole in your argument. You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim? Of course I can, and I will. I just want to know what she says about this. So you continue to believe Mr. Keyes is the murderer, just as you continue to speak as if he is not. Do you have any decisive evidence? Do you know the identity of the true criminal? You do realize you need proper evidence too. I am a representative of the goddess of law. My words are her holy orders. In which case, you don't think you need evidence. Indeed, if I say something is black, it is black. If I say something is white, it is white. What would you call gray? Coffee? If you wish to disprove my words, then present your evidence at once. Could it be possible that Elbert just failed to notice the body? Miss Assistant's did you also enter the hole? Huh? How'd you know? I noticed that there was some mud stuck on your lovely hair ornament yesterday. That's amazing! Your powers of observation would even put a great thief to shame. In the name of the goddess of law, answer me truthfully. If there was a dead body in that tunnel, would it have escaped your notice? Well, the thing is, yeah, I think I would have noticed something like that. Do you understand now, Mr. Elbert did not see the body? Hold it. The body was dropped down the well during the show. I'd like to hear your reasoning for this. The day before the show, Mr. Elbert lent the key to Mr. Knightley. Key to Knightley's cell, huh? Mr. Knightley escaped from his cell with the key and entered this cage Mr. Keyes had prepared. Mr. Keyes then moved the cage to the courtyard and proceeded to murder Mr. Knightley, for some reason. We don't talk about motive in this game. The next day, Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel. He did not come across the body. Wait a minute, that doesn't seem right at all. Wasn't there a sweet smell in the tunnel? Mr. Knightley must have passed through it. Mr. Knightley passed through the tunnel after Mr. Elbert did. Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel at the start of the show. However, the body wasn't found until the end of the show. Which is why you believe the body was dropped during the show. Yes, there's only one person who could have carried out this act. There was no one else who could have committed the murder. I hear that Miss Berry was present on stage at all times. A great number of the prisoners were also watching the show. Even the prisoners who did not see it have sufficient alibis. How about the guards? Along with the warden, nearly everyone was watching the show. But there must have been a chance for even one of them to approach the well. During the show, none of the guards had left their posts. That much is certain. They all testified as such. That doesn't really mean whatever. They left no room for oversight. You finally admit only Simon Keyes could have been the criminal? Judge Courtney has not thoroughly examined the courtyard like we have. So there's a bit of a gap in our argument, right? I should review the evidence we obtained in the court. Okay. That is probably the one that is like, only he could have done it. Should I have a problem with it? Exactly, because there's no problem at all. In that case, you should have refrained from speaking in the first place. Ah. I don't think that left a good impression. I don't think anything you could say would leave a good impression. There we go. Here's one of these two. Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water. Just like the well. There was a device set up around the well here. What is this device of which you speak? Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show? I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. In fact, it would be the reason he exits the stage, but that's beside the point, apparently. He tied one end of length of rope to himself and the other to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down a well. Objection! Wouldn't it be spent the whole place spinning in the air? Hold it. Let me explain. That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the rear killer in order to shift the suspicions away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in early morning of the show. True criminal had until the time the show started to set up the device. Objection! But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best subject. La-di-da-di-da, don't you agree? Objection! If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Barry? Yeah? Was there anyone else who knew of the device he'd set up? Well, let me see. Since we had agreed to get everything set up about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I think there were others that knew about it. And there you have it. Overruled! I see, you have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I'm even further perplexed. Why did you not use your efforts for justice? My actions are not just. Who made that decision? You cannot understand even that, even now. Providing support to the defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules. No, it doesn't. He does that in like every game. I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in this case, in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy. Perhaps this is calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder that I conveniently didn't mention until now. If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious. Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It's entirely possible that he was carelessly brought it there. If that is possible, it is also possible that he was assisting the escape. Am I wrong? I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. The judge is acting as a prosecutor, but also, like, multiple times, Edgeworth has supported Phoenix in the court. He goes for the truth.
Hold it!
Are you certain there were no other routes? A trial date is not yet determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison. He would have stood out too much. I think he would have stood out just because of his neck collar, but whatever. Meaning no one else testified to seeing him there. Well done, you may be blessed by the goddess of law. Or the goddess of logic, I'm not sure if there's a difference between the two. As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken to the prison through the less conspicuous matter. Dropping him in a well, but that doesn't matter apparently. Hold it? Are you certain that he was the only person who had the opportunity? Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual. Hold it? Then wouldn't it be the same for Mr. Keys? The warden has shown favor to the Very Big Circus. Simon Keys is a circus member. Miss Berry's apprentice, no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move about freely within the facility. It also could have been that clown I saw earlier, but he's weird, we don't talk about him. Seems like you forgot to mention that. The word forget does not exist in my dictionary. What does it mean? Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. I almost said testimony. Mr. Keys may have been the only person who could move around freely in prison, but on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I approve of this gap in the surveillance records? I mean, yeah. Take that! Mr. Keys wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? Why don't you just let me tell you and not interrupt me every time? The time stuff on the security camera is off by 3 hours. That means there was a 3-hour gap in the time. During that time, anyone could have done it. If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible? It's possible if you had access to this! A chessboard! No. The circuit breaker. In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera, and it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder. Whoa, jeez. What? I do feel a little bad when he does that. I feel like she should probably take that from him before he actually scars himself. Unfortunately, it appears you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. He's pretty tall, you know. So you can explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room? Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right? The breaker room also has a great importance even in a prison. There's no one who'd be able to obtain the keys so easily. Objection! Well, I can think of someone. Oh no, dramatic music! What did you say? This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it. Objection! There can't be anyone like that! Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too. Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is... The murderer is... Missile. Oh no, sorry. Warden Roland. Oh my, what an energetic little puppy. It was Gumshoe, Gunshoe. Gumshoe's evil twin brother, Gunshoe, I knew it. That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It also seems to detect a sweet scent on you. Oh, heavens no, I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort. What the dog detects is the sweet scent of death. How poetic. However, that does not imply that I committed a murder. That's what I think. Stop that! What? The warden is the murderer? Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement? Oh, how amusing, the very thought of the warden committing a murder. Gross. Sounds like something of a mystery novel. Precisely. Your reasoning is contempt. We're not in court. Nothing of the sort. I did not want to believe it myself. But, based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Roland is the murderer.
What evidence is that?
Should we have a... It's a little too late now, but we probably should have had a counter of how many times the character goes, I have evidence for that, and then I just stand here going, I do? It'd probably be like at least 50 to 70 at this point. I guess the circuit breaker, but... I don't actually remember how to do that either. It's very, very specific for Nightbot. I guess it would have to be the circuit breaker, right? Or maybe the... I don't know.
Take that!
Proves you were the murderer. Treating me like a criminal just because of that is so cruel. Doesn't even have anything to do with me. Darn, it was not that. There we go. Missile's reaction to the Warden Roland earlier. What was the cause of it? Need to let that guide me to the answer. I suppose your accusation was nothing more than a joke in poor taste after all. You are the murderer! Why don't you show us this evidence? Sweet scent, sweet scent. What do I have that goes with her? That's my question. I don't know exactly. It'd also be the bell, but... it just wants something specific, and I'm not entirely sure what. I don't really have anything that goes specifically with her. I think. For inmate use only. I guess the sweet scent. Like, he has a sweet scent, she has a sweet scent. Probably her perfume or something. It's the only thing that really connects to her, overall. And nothing else in the scene has pointed towards a scent. We don't even have flowers around here.
Take that!
The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see, someone's taken notice. This police dog. He tracked the sweet smell that came from the body. And right now, he is telling us that it's the same scent also on Warden Roland. So I was right, okay. You're a cruel one to accuse me of murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, dog? It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have. Good night, OP. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good night. Mr. Edwards, this couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it? The key to the breaker room and the same scent on the body. If it were only one, it could have been seen as such. It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say. Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case. Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer. Not that. That just cannot be. I'm surprised those birds are still there. I know they wouldn't actually change the background, but one of the birds being missing would be pretty fitting after she slammed the hammer down. I heard all about the case from Justine Darling here. Had I committed a murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went to the prison. I was caught up in my work up until the show. I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure that I cannot be the killer.
Man, Missile Buck to you, pal. You gotta be the culprit. Missile's never wrong.
Oh heavens, not possible. I already told you, I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records? He wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw more information. I do hope you understand, Mr. Edward. Why I can't be the killer? Question mark?
Hold it!
Hold it. The murder occurred inside the cell. How can you be so certain about that? Well, everywhere else would have been under surveillance, right? And the victim's blood was found there too. That blood was actually from when he was struck by Elbert, but I don't think it's necessary to inform her of this fact. That doesn't mean it's proven, you do know that. But I see no contradictions in assuming the crime scene was at the detention center. Missile's never wrong, he always hits his target.
Hold it!
Best dog. Can't think of a better one. You never went to the prison. Do you have proof of this? My, can't you wait for me to finish? Wow, no, I can't. It's the prosecutor way to never wait till you finish. You were in your office the whole time. Nothing strange happened? Nope, nothing at all. Were you looking for something? I'm not too good at tidying up. I always forget where I put everything. The other day I even lost track of an important piece of evidence. How could you have made such a grave error? I feel like this is a point where Courtney should step in and be like, maybe we should get a new warden. If someone were to take something from me, I wouldn't even notice it for an entire year. Guess it would be hard to attack with the key in the breaker room. On the day of the incident, I was working in my office and searching for lost items. In other words, I couldn't have gone to the prison, even if I had wanted to.
Hold it!
Hold it. You did not enter the prison from the entrance? But what if there was another route? Oh my, suggesting something like a secret passage. I don't know if anything like that exists. It is my firm belief you did possess an alternative route. That route was neither entrance nor secret passage. The route you used was from here. Are we trying to prove she went to the prison or the holding cell? How did they get the elephant in there? Because, like, there's no way to get into this spot with the elephant. Unless there's just a part we're not seeing on this map. Well, anyways. This is the passageway. So, she said prison. I'm going to assume it's this way first.
Take that!
The barbed wire fence? You would have moved nightly to your office first. This office leads directly to the garden outside the courtyard. If you had moved through here and passed through the barbed wire fence, you would have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance or tunnel.
Hoo hoo. I wonder what Mr. Edward is saying. I'm deaf. Haven't you noticed? There's a high voltage current running through the fence. Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that. The current to the fence could have been switched off at the breaker room. And you were the only one with the key, Warden Roland. Overruled. Most amusing. However, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How would the warden have accessed it from the detention center? Ah, quite right. Gotcha there, Mr. Edward. Was gonna pretend like I totally thought of that. The fox is actually not dead. It is very much alive, as far as I can tell. That's... If there is no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been possible for her to return off the fence's breaker. Yeah, but Warden Roland was the only one who had access. Don't let this faze you, Miles. But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away. Now, Uncle Ray never said, don't think, you know. It's just not good to be so stubborn about it, that's all. But no matter how you think about it, Warden Roland couldn't have done this alone. Prosecutor Edward, if you have failed to come up with a new Objection! Don't interrupt me. I am not amused, interrupting my judgment only to be silent. Without a thinking, I just blurted out objection. My reasoning is not over yet. So how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center? It's perfectly possible with this method. What by it possible? If I had to guess, it would be the timing of the incident. Her position as warden doesn't matter. She had an accomplice doesn't matter either. It wouldn't be some nameless guard, even though she could very easily just hand the key to a guard and be like, hey, go turn off the breaker, there's an elephant coming in. But there was an elephant coming in. So the timing of the incident seems like the best method. It would allow her to have an alibi without getting a potentially unwanted accomplice to the entire thing. Not only that, but she wouldn't have to deal with a guard just sitting around in the breaker room waiting for her. I'm gonna go with that. Timing of the incident made it possible. The timing of the incident tripped the breaker? Indeed. So just how was the breaker tripped? I was gonna go with it was already off because of the elephant, but it looks like that wasn't right. Like, I figured it would have been off earlier in the day. Which means, I guess she had an accomplice. I mean, indeed impossible for one person, but what if there were two? Exactly, just what I expected from you, Miles. You had an accomplice on the prison side. Overruled. Enough. I'm disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edward. What's that, pal? You're making fun of Mr. Edward. The inmates of this prison all wear bracelets. If they try to go anywhere they please, they'll set off the alarm. Aha, so you've noticed. This is a prison after all. I guess that's where Solid's thing is gonna come in. Not only the prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny. So why didn't anyone notice Albert? The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals. And they certainly could not have used the breaker. But it's still possible that a person did. Overruled! Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person do you say it was? Objection, we can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone on the prison who could move around freely. At least saw its bracelet. That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners. This belongs to a certain model inmate, and it's broken. As evident by the fact that it's in my hands and not on his wrist. What? Just who on earth does it belong to? Frank Salt, the warden's favorite inmate. See, the box is definitely alive by the evident fact that it moves around. Also, weren't they already informed by this bracelet? Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life. Golly, when you think about it, shouldn't be possible. I'd hazard a guess that that was because he was a special case, just like Sirhan Dogan in the special cell. Overruled. The prosecutor's statement is merely conjecture. You could find out by simply asking Sard himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Sard and Warden Roland were partners in crime. Due to their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved in the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in the front of Knightley's cell, and the electrical fence in the courtyard. Both of these problems could have been solved with a single stroke, by having Salt switch off the breakers in the breaker room. Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment? Do you still intend to deny it, Warden Roland? I give in, I confess. Warden Roland, no, this cannot be. Yes, it is just as he says. Frank Salt and I were partners in crime. No way. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Well done, Miles. At last, we have the real culprit cornered. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie operated the breaker, but we were not responsible for Knightley's murder. What another twist! I expected that's where she was going with that. Warden Roland, whatever do you mean? Judge Courtney, would the Goddess of Law hear my confession? No. The Goddess of Law is merciful, except to Edgeworth, but she will absolve you. I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told. Who was threatening you? Sirhan Dogan, that assassin. Dogan? It's been going on since that man came to prison. I will never forget that day. When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me, I have many dogs outside the prison. Dogs? Loyal dogs who obey my every command. I soon realized that Dogan was referred to were not really dogs, but as human henchmen. That's not all he said. You'd better watch out how you treat me, if you don't want you and your family to become dog food. He didn't laugh like that, but I could hear it in his voice. I had no choice. Gave him a special cell. I gave him anything he desired. Anything he desired? You don't mean the supplier. That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Franklin. It was simple. I just offered him a special privileges within the prison. And these underground dealings. Once a week, in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off 2 of the breakers, so I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. Then I'd sprinkle this perfume over it. So that's the true identity of the sweet scent. The scent of perfume was a signal for Dogan's dog. After picking up the scent, it would carry the goods to Dogan. Of course, I had this be done while Elbert was away from his cell. Surprised he never found out about it, pal. We have a strict timetable at the prison. Meal time, exercise time, it's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky's afraid of Dogan's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making a noise. So having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made deliveries herself. This was to ensure there was no slip-ups. That doesn't absolve her of being the murderer. Frankie and I will turn the breakers back on the other morning, and then the delivery was complete. Then I modified the timestamp of security camera. You have told us a great deal. The Goddess of Law accepts your confession. Don't believe that crap. As warden of the prison, how could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed, was also delivery day. Seems Frankie was working on breakers as usual. But that day I had nothing to send, so I just did not go to the courtyard at all. Scent of supply system, so then Warden Roland was... The police have been searching for Dogen's henchmen for ages. I've also been helping them, but... I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... No matter how much evidence we have on him, we can't get a single word out of him. So the reason you kept interrogating him... Yes, it was to find his henchmen. I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogations myself. Kept an eye on all his actions and examined all his mail. Mail, like his correspondence chest letters. But I could never uncover the true identity of his henchmen. This fear, it is something you could never understand. Stop that. You don't even have a thing to slam that down on. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this? Is it necessary to press her further? Yes. Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either. You mean to batter this woman further, even if she was the threatened by Dogen? This does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body. Do you have any evidence to support this? The body gave off a sweet scent. The scent of perfume that was used to signify a delivery. Can you explain this fact? Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around the well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it. Mr. Elbert also testified to this fact. Yeah, that's it. For some reason the well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy. I don't remember what his voice was. It's been like 5 weeks. The lingering scent of the well would, of course, be picked up by anything passing through. Did Elbert smell like that? The defense rests, I see. In that case, the court is adjourned. Mr. Edward, isn't there anything we can do? What should I do? Is this as far as I can go? Is it over already? I fell asleep. Yes, Sebastian, it is. And now, court is officially adjourned, even though we're not in court, but whatever. Hold it. The gumshoe? Who was that? It's me, your old pal, Uncle Ray. Not nice to adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie. Mr. Shields. Are you objecting to the court adjourning? Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything, I said hold it. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like. Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields? Whoa there, calm down, Cash. Who wants some chocolate? Is this a joke? You'll have to excuse me, I just had one teeny request to make. As Simon Key's attorney. That's right, you're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you? I forgot. Did you all forget? That's so mean! But you just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and didn't say anything at all. Yeah, that's right. That's why I thought I'd do my job a bit. Do your job? That's hardly sound like you at all. But to prepare for the trial, I'd like to ask the warden a few questions. Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her? Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit. My thoughts? Uncle Ray believes that Simon's not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out. Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to? He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it was to pin the crime on Dogen. I see. If he committed a murder here, he would be transferred to another prison, one with tighter security. And that would get rid of that troublemaker. Sorry, Slash, no chocolate here. We're not going on a payday run. I don't even know if there's chocolate in payday, to be honest. Exactly, he wouldn't pass up a chance. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that. Hey, hold on. The culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute. Oh, I'm not doing my job. Exactly, so wouldn't it be better if the bestie also listened to what she has to say? Amazing, Mr. Shields. You managed to drag Mr. DeBest into this too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable? If I say no, can I go home? Oh, it's fine, it's fine. You understand a woman's heart.
Thank you, mademoiselle, I think.
Actually, I've thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You'll let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling? Of course, you may speak. Is it weird that we have kind of the same voice? No, not at all. It's almost like the one speaking our lines can't do more than one voice at the moment. Phew, that was a close shave.
Thank you, Mr. Shields.
No, I'm still leaving the rest to you. All I did was put the foundation down. Remember what I said, defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on our shoulders, after all. Something that guy would say, I think. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show you'll never give up.
Right.
Well then, will you listen to my story? She does seem like she'd have a more Russian accent, but I can't really seem to remember how to do that. Like that. I believe that the culprit in this case would only have been Dogen. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. He probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case. The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it was a truly terrible thing.
Taking a man's life, you mean?
Yes, that's how you go about saying it, isn't it? If only I had been more vigilant, his death would have not happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets.
Warden Roland.
How considerate. I don't understand this girl's mentality at all. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude and possibly blood filling his mouth, but that's not something that happens in heaven. Is gratitude really what Knightley feels? Whoa. Slashy sound. Hold it! You seem very confident of that. How can you be so sure? The children of this home are as good as little boys and girls. Believe in yourself, believe in your friends, and believe in me and the gods. Never mind that Dogen is one of them, but shut up. There's no way any of these hard-working children could have committed a murder.
Quite an emotional reason. Makes sense coming from someone like her.
Only Dogen would be capable of something like that. Hold it. Knightley was being held in detention center, and Dogen was in the prison. They couldn't make any contact. Don't you think that would have prevented trouble? The prison is quite confined, right? There were many ways for them to meet.
Knightley was murdered days before he would have been sentenced to prison. Surely there weren't many ways the meeting could have occurred.
Even without a direct meeting, Dogen can still cause trouble, mark my words.
Hold it. What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him?
That was just an example. You don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I have no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edward dear.
What's this?
That piercing gaze. Always standing straight and stiff. Very nice. Looking very clever, my dear. It's about time I become your biggest fan.
No thanks, I already have my biggest fan, and she is way older than you.
Hello, Toby, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Mr. Edward, stay focused. Here's the flesh wound.
Right. Is this some form of psychological warfare? It feels familiar.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on the circumstances surrounding this murder. Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking? That's the process that one undergoes before being locked up to the detention center.
Sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley. I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dogen. Perhaps he used his chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victim wouldn't even have had a chance to scream.
I see.
Your opinion would be a very valuable reference. Could you add those last statements to your testimony? Oh, you're making me blush. You're so C-U-T-E. I'm just kidding. I'll continue. How'd you know about the chisel?
I'm gonna press this first. Because there's two pieces of evidence that this could point to. The chessboard. The thing that the victim brought with him. It seemed like he really enjoyed playing chess. How could I have guessed that a chisel would be hidden inside it? The chisel and the chessboard. That fact is known only by a select few people. This is the answer we arrived at for our reasoning, after all. So then why does she know about this? In Dogen's hand, even a chisel is enough to be used as a lethal weapon. Okay, I figured it'd be that, but wasn't sure. Be that or they couldn't find the murder weapon. Warden Roland, you certainly are sharp-witted. Hey, enough of the titles. Call me Patty. No. However, there's something you were a little too knowledgeable about. Embarrassed? You're such an inexperienced child, Edworth. Fight on, Mr. Edworth. You said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how did you know about the chisel inside the chessboard? Oh, of course, the entrance check. Objection! Enough of the poor excuses. The entrance check. The chessboard wasn't something that Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here. That's... my mistake. I meant the parcel check. Even if we assume that, there are still many suspicious points. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated? Whoa. Judge Courtney, did anyone tell you about the trick to this chessboard? I did not. Did you tell anybody? Sorry. If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check. Certainly, someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by. You could definitely kill someone with a chisel. I'm pretty sure that is the confirmed, like, murder weapon. But the issue is she shouldn't know about it. Exactly. So answer this, Warden Roland. When did you learn about the chessboard's secret? In that case, I shall answer for you. It is because... Hold it. I give up, Edworth, dear. It is as you say. I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone. Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that is alright with you, Prosecutor Edworth. No objections here, even though she's going to lie again. Thank you, Edworth, dear. I'll do my best. Stop that. One more, then I trust there will be no more lies from here on out. The pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature. My story, part 2. I wouldn't go so far as to say call it an interrogation. I always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley, yes, we had a little chat. After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. Why didn't you tell me about... She's piling lies upon lies, not realizing it only tightens the noose around her neck. You speak with the new prisoners, you say? Oh, that's right. I'm glad you understand. Objection. Your testimony is not solid evidence. It requires more than just understanding. Well then, Prosecutor Edworth, you may begin your cross-examination. Just like that man. One day we'll see Phoenix again. I'm sure other Phoenix is also missing, but... This is the only one I'm really interested in. And what was Knightley like during the interrogation? He was very honest. Mr. Knightley was... Honest, pal! That guy didn't have an honest bone in his body. He tried to murder his president. He also talked about croissant and some kind of promo. What? In passing in Chesapeake's promotions, I presume. Looks like he was in his usual chess-loving self. If he really returned to his cell, there's no way he would be a corpse now. I know what you're suggesting, that I killed him during the interrogation, but
I couldn't have possibly had such a motive to kill Knightley, could I? It was Dogen, the only one I hated, and he had no connection with the victim.
You only hated Dogen.
Please add that statement to your testimony. No connection, eh?
Objection!
What about chess? Judge Courtney, I'd like you to have a look at this. It looks like a record of chess game. Is there something wrong with it? This was discovered in the victim's cell. It was Knightley's memo. Warden Roland, you also discovered this note in the very same place. And not just in Knightley's cell, but in Dogen's too, correct? Hold it. What are you... Don't say that you don't know about the chessboard in the special cell. You was the one who gave it to her. After all, you would have kept an eye on Dogen's actions, down to the smallest of details. No. To be more precise, it wasn't Dogen that you were needed to keep an eye on. The warden was searching for Mr. Dogen's henchman. From the start, I found it strange the warden interrogated the prisoners personally, and to use his henchmen to threaten harm to her family. Warden Roland interrogated Dogen to expose them. What are you saying? I can't hear you through my own fingers! As you inspected Dogen's mail, you must have known that he played a correspondence chess. And then Knightley appeared, with a chess memo in hand. We deduced that he and Dogen were connected. You must have arrived at the same conclusion as well. However, you went one step too far in your reasoning. You thought Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen, who had come to kill you. Ah, so that's why you interrogated Knightley boy. If the boss won't crack, go after his henchman. In addition, you discovered something when you were interrogating him. Inside his chessboard, you found a portable chisel. The murder weapon. To Warden Roland, the chisel was a symbol of Dogen. And that was the final straw. You believed Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen, and you killed him. Seems there will be no rebuttal. Judge Courtney, your verdict. Though it is incredibly unfortunate, there seems to be no room for doubt. I shall announce my verdict. For the murder of Horace Knightley, I will be interrupted once more. Twice my sacred verdict has been interrupted. Who was that? Who else could it be? I know she doesn't have a voice line, but you still technically hear her. Warden Roland. Oh, how strange. You guys really don't understand anything. You seem the one who doesn't understand is you. Me? Oh, I understand one thing very well. There's a huge contradiction in your logic, Mr. Edgeworth. Also, there goes my fox. It gets like this sometimes. It hates its own tail. Once she's cornered, she starts spouting nonsense. Pay it no heed, Judge Courtney. Your verdict.
Overruled!
Overruled! I am interested in hearing what the warden has to say.
You're interested in what I'm here to say.
Oh, I thought so. I just have one thing I want to say. One thing? I was not paying attention at all. Why is this guy even here? Seriously. Please take a good look at this autopsy report. The autopsy report? The one I brought with me. I heard exactly what you said earlier, Justine, darling. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches, yes? No way. Could that teeny chisel really made a wound 4 inches deep? It is alive, yes. Impossible! Also, come on, man. How could I have made such an error? Oh, forgive me, goddess of law. Well, I believe that overturns your hypothesis. First off, that thing is, like, pretty deep. What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth? It'll be alright, pal. Mr. Edgeworth always... Come on, Edgeworth. Whoa, hey now. He's gone all white. Hey, you're defense attorney, aren't you? Isn't there something you can do, pal? Do that turnabout thing. Make some earth-shattering objection, like that guy does. I forget his name. Uncle Ray's a hard worker, but without decisive evidence, we're just whipping the dead horse here. Does that mean he's hopeless? What would he do? The true killer is Warden Roland. If it's not her, then nothing that's happened fits. But the chisel isn't the murder weapon. Are there any other sharp objects here? There are still many mysteries remaining in this case. However, we do not have any evidence to solve them at this present time. Let's keep going. We have no choice but to continue this battle in the courtroom.
Objection!
Objection! Whoa, that was a really deep voice. I forgot he had such a deep voice. That would just give the killer a chance to destroy evidence. Are you mocking the court? Kind of, yeah. No. I didn't mean anything like that. You look perplexed, Miles. Thought of anything yet? The chisel is not the murder weapon. In that case, what is? It's no use. We're back to where we started. No objections, Prosecutor Edward. By the way, any baseless statements will be punished accordingly. It's so good, I can't think of anything. I need more time. I vote for a recess. I regret to say I have no... Hold it. No, Mr. Edward. Remember what Mr. Shields said. If we give up, Simon will... Yeah, probably. It's probably the last time he objected. But I don't remember. That was like 5 weeks ago, man. Have you forgotten the sad look on his face when he didn't open his eyes? But covered them instead? He was the one who suffered most from Knightley's death. Because they were friends. If we can't save him, who will? Besides, Simon believes in us. So we can't give up. Hey. I wasn't saying your name, I was just agreeing with you. Miles, looks like you found a good partner. It's like little Kay says. Whenever you're backed into a corner, think of your client. Keep fighting until the very end. Isn't that the feeling you're getting? Gregory, your old man. That one guy with the bird name, no matter what trouble he faced, he would always turn things around in the end to save his client. You've got his blood in you, right? In that case, you're the only one who can turn this around. Just turn your thinking around, Miles. Judge Courtney? The look in your eyes has suddenly changed. If you do intend to speak, you'd better be prepared to face the consequences. Yeah, Eagle Wrong. That famous defense attorney. He's always wrong, but he's always a hoot. Some people say that he might as well be called Owl. But you know. Your logic thus far has been misplaced numerous times. Not really. If this were to happen again, I will consider you unfit to call yourself a prosecutor. And you will hand over your badge. Good thing I'm acting as a defense attorney. My reasoning about this case has indeed been misplaced numerous times, except that it hasn't. Have I made a grave miscalculation? Wait. My logic is misplaced? Still silent, I cannot condone the waste of time. Well then, Mr. Edward! Mr. Edward! I will announce my verdict. That's it! I have to turn my logic around. My logic isn't misplaced. It's been misled. This court finds the defendant, Simon Keyes. Except we're not in court and I can't officially make that announcement, but whatever. Isn't it a little early to hand out a verdict? I actually think it's rather late, don't you agree, Justine, darling? Even though she was saying it was Dogan, but whatever. Enlighten us. What? Try to remember. The eyewitness account about his dog and his absence from the animal show. When I first heard that information, my suspicion immediately fell on Dogan. I'm amazed you take such pride in retelling your previous failings. But was that not the killer's aim? What if we assume that it was their intent from the start? Of course, the chisel served the same purpose. Knightley's body was stabbed in the same spot, with multiple sharp objects. This shows that he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon was removed. By soaking the chisel in Knightley's blood, the killer wanted to be misled us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. Why? That's because... Why did the killer want us to think the chisel was the murder weapon? To get Dogan. Warden Roland, you made the use of this chisel's image. Chisel's image? What are you trying to say? Mr. DeBest, when you see this chisel, what does it suggest to you? Is this guy actually going to have an important line?
Is he actually going to say something useful? Something like Dogen's the killer, right? Now do you understand? This was the Warden's aim. Ah, she wanted to suspect the person with the chisels. He didn't say anything useful. He just stated the obvious, which I guess could be useful. Indeed, that was the plan from the very beginning. To make Sirhan Dogen out to be the killer. I understand your logic. It is true the Warden did not think kindly of Dogen. But you misunderstand, don't you? This alone does not prove she is the killer. As I thought, it's not enough. The remaining chance. It's for me to find the real murder weapon. If you have no more evidence, I believe this conversation is over. Objection. I could prove it if I found the real murder weapon. Objection. It doesn't matter what you say, we did a clean sweep of this place. Is as Sebastian says, that in the end we could not find any weapons. In other words, such proof is impossible. They never checked the Warden's office, did they? No, the murder weapon must still be somewhere in the prison. As long as this exists. The security gate. You remember the name after all. Are you mocking me because of those things? You can't take metal objects in or out of this place. Ah. Oh right, that's exactly what I thought of. Whatever. Are you mocking me? As long as those security gates exist, the murder weapon should still be there. It also means no weapon could have been brought into the prison. In the end, we're back to the same mystery after all. Judge Courtney. Prosecutor Edgeworth, surely you realize, if the real murder weapon is still in the prison, one must also consider how it got there in the first place. The chisel was also concealed within the chessboard, but the chisel is not the real murder weapon. Which means that the real murder weapon must have been smuggled in somehow. The way it was smuggled in, could you prove that? Our Warden Roland brought the weapon into the prison. You had evidence transferred from the prison. Yes, we borrowed all evidence concerning Dogen. I've been interrogating him personally in my office. But... that's it! She could have used that! This shows another way the weapon could have been brought into the prison.
Take that!
The bell? Yesterday, Dogen said this. Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world. Only 2? They are custom-made, attached to my knife in Anubis' collar. And even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. The other one's on my dog. It's possible the murder weapon was brought in, as confiscated evidence. What? How? Dogen's knife was confiscated and stored in the premises. Furthermore, a bell was attached to the knife. It can't be. The bell and that chisel. Exactly. The killer took it from the knife and reattached it to the chisel. But the fingerprints on the chisel are Knightley's. The killer probably wore gloves when they made the switch. Is she wearing gloves? I don't know if we've seen her. Yeah, we've seen her hands. She made the chisel out to be the murder weapon by attaching Dogen's bell, and in doing so, made Dogen appear to be the culprit. Furthermore, the handling of the set of evidence that this bell originally belonged to was only possible for someone with the proper authority. Oh, sir, who had that authority? Oh crap, it was me, wasn't it? Ah, oh, dang it, I knew my authority as a detective would get me one of these days. Oh wait, it wasn't me. That's right. Why don't we ask the Warden what she thinks? You can find bells anywhere. Anyone could have attached it, right? I see, so you don't know. These bells are Dogen's trademark. There are only 2 in the world. What? You would think she would research that, considering how scared she was. She doesn't seem very smart, but that's kind of the thing. And so naturally, attaching the bell and the spell would naturally make you the killer. Do you have any evidence that I have the knife? You don't, do you? Of course, I understand. In that case, Mr. DeBestie, I'd like to request an investigation immediately. Eh? Why are you asking me? If you find it, it'd be problematic for me. That doesn't matter now. It is necessary to reveal the truth. You are a prosecutor, are you not? Well, even if you said that,
Curse this useless prosecutor. If only I still had investigation rights. Besides, we can't investigate without the warden's permission, right? There's no way she would approve. We have no choice but to investigate ourselves. If you don't have the evidence, there is no use in continuing this conversation. The goddess of law does not smile upon those with no evidence. This will be continued in the courtroom. No good. We give in to the warden more time here. She'll definitely destroy the evidence. Seems like I have no choice but to raise an objection and stall for time. But I don't have anything to definite. Is that really acceptable? Is it really like me to do something like this reckless? No, not good. Now is not the time for hesitation. Is it really like me, or is it more like that guy? We never bring up his name, but right now I'm not a prosecutor, but an attorney's assistant. I need to protect my client. I'm the only one who can save him now. In that case... even if it's 1 in a million chance, I have to take it. Sink or swim, should I raise an objection? Yes. Almost feels like I've turned into a certain... into a certain bluffing defense attorney. There we go. I knew they'd toss one reference in there. Time to raise an objection and put on a blue suit. But right now, I can't come to a standstill here.
Objection!
Hey, it's that guy. We can never name, but he appears once, I think in the first game, right? Hold it. Wait, why do you say objection and then say hold it? There's 2 different lines for that. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what now? I just realized something. And what would that be, pray tell? Naturally, the whereabouts of the real murder weapon. Dogen's knife! Mr. Edgeworth, is that really true? Yes, though it's a lie. I find that hard to believe. This isn't a bluff, is it? You underestimate me. The word bluff does not exist in my dictionary, but the word copy does. Ugh, this is bad for my heart. How does Phoenix do this? There's no way you could know. Because such a thing doesn't even exist. Well then, could you enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon? Think. Somewhere the police didn't look. A blind spot in this animal-filled prison. The hiding place the warden would have complete confidence in. Hiding place? It's in our office, obviously. Come to think of it. It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth. Arf. The same method. Oh wait, no, it's in the alligator, yeah. That makes sense. No, it couldn't be, could it? I did think it was weird that that still hasn't come up, but there aren't many ways to hide things from the investigator's eyes. Prosecutor Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting? It's possible, but taking a big gamble here. The place where the real murder weapon is hidden is here!
Take that!
In this very courtyard. Here, in the courtyard? Indeed. That's not enough for information. Please show us in more detail. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Of course, it's in the basketballs! Because what's more metal than basketball? No, just kidding.
Take that!
They even have the alligator on screen. That's it. Back then. Huh? What's the matter, detective? Looks like the metal detector's reacting to this alligator. Really, why? I don't know, probably ate a knife or something, it's normal. Of course, that's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like to take a look at this. The chisel? Wasn't that just a fake murder weapon? Didn't we just go over this? I kind of dozed off. Dogen hit this chisel inside the dog's mouth, and the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way. She's sweating. The real murder weapon is in the pond inside the alligator. What? We can confirm that with the metal detector reacted to the alligator. Judge Courtney, please have the inside of the alligator examined. I give my consent. We'll have to call the veterinarian. Oh, I can make that little girl open her mouth. I figured she'd do something. She also hasn't been talking at all.
She's probably been watching this whole time being like, wow, this is really interesting. I have no idea what's going on, but... Can I help? Yes, go ahead. Also, yeah, poor alligator, having a knife stuck in its... Why is Gumshoe walking up? Hi, I'm an alligator. Name's Allie. Warden Roland. Discovering the real murder weapon will settle this matter once and for all. Why don't you do the honorable thing and confess now? What about I have to confess? In that case, you can just wait for your fate to be sealed. Ah, we found it, sir! Just where you said it would be. It's over. Patricia Roland. The real murder weapon is no other thing than Dogen's knife. And the one who murdered Horace Knightley can only be you. Dogen's the evil one. I didn't do anything wrong. It was completely reasonable. That guy was one of Dogen's henchmen. Him. If only he had never came to my home. I could at least still be happy. My special paradise. He ruined it. All of it. Him. That no-good assassin. Him. Uh-oh. Oh no! Well, that was not what I was expecting. Okay. She was wearing just a coat of foxes, apparently. Also, she's wearing a prisoner's garb the whole time? I'm guessing that's symbolism for her being in the prison now. That must have been really uncomfortable. That's also probably the most surprising thing in this case so far. Mr. the best of the best, we have the results. Also, do I seriously have to say that? Yes, otherwise I'll lower your paycheck. The best of the best? Looks like even the forensic officers have it tough. We found traces of Knightley's blood on Dogen's knife. It was just like you said, except you didn't say that. You're the best, the best. Alright, good work, but doesn't stop there. Keep the praise coming. Yes, sir, you're so incredible. It brings tears to my eyes, even though you did nothing in this entire case. From sorrow? Well done, Sebastian. Next comes the follow-up investigation. Huh? What are you talking about, Justine? Hasn't the case been solved already? I didn't do anything. We have not yet confirmed if Knightley truly was one of Dogen's henchmen. Ah. There is also a chance that Warden Roland jumps to conclusions. Oh! As the remaining uncertainty in this case. Anyways, let's keep investigating. You there, come with me. Since I'm the best, the truth will appear before me first. I can no longer refer to myself as the best. I don't want to be affiliated with this guy. When that moment arrives, make sure you don't miss it. Yes, sir! I'm looking forward to witnessing your first-rate ability. I also brought these sleeping pills, just in case I have trouble not falling asleep. I mean, let's go! We live in troubling times, wouldn't you agree? The would-be assassin of the president was found to be murdered in the prison. Knightley had not planned to assassinate the president. The truth is not as vital as you seem to believe it to be. Not to the world, and not to the law. That can't be right. Believe what you will, however. As long as Prosecutor Edgeworth remains a prosecutor, it is an inescapable reality. A prosecutor is not someone who demands a guilty verdict. That is what I believe. Those are merely your values. The law is not the plaything of any one person, says the person that plays with it the most. But I'll shut up. If you will not submit to that, you will do well to prepare for the consequences. What's that supposed to mean, pal? Don't tell me you're gonna... Now then, this is where I must take my leave. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Darn that lady, I could punch her right in the face, but that'd make me a bad guy, so I won't do that. Judge Courtney is right. The law should not serve any one person's desires. However, if the truth is bent as a result of that, can that really be called justice? I think his name is Apollo, but I haven't met him yet. Oh, hey, you're just let out? Okay. I figured that would take a few days. Eat free, live free in prison. Ah, Simon. And the monkey. Boss. What happened? They said you could come out. They said you could come out already. Well, honestly, I don't know for sure. All of a sudden, they were like, you're free to go, and you should thank Mr. Edworth. And also, they said something about don't thank Mr. DeBest, but I don't know who that is. Well, that's because he found out who the real murderer was. But really? He did, Mr. Edworth? Oh, ooh. No way, no way, no way. Even if you glare at me like that, it's useless. I'm innocent after all. You can't make me guilty. Simon, you should thank him, you know. Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much. I'm glad he didn't do this while he was thanking them, at least. I want to thank you too. Good grief. Mr. Defense Attorney? Can I ask you just one more question? Yes, you may, but I'm not a defense attorney. I have the badge, but that's not important. I thought that Knightley and I were friends. No, I mean the best friends. I always thought we were. You don't think so anymore. But, well, I'm just wondering. There were some things I had no idea about. Like how he could hate someone enough to kill him. That's why maybe he never trusted me either? That's not true. You're lying, because if I had known, I could have stopped him. I would have told him he had no need to be angry with anyone. Mr. Keyes, I don't think he disliked you either. Show him proof that Knightley trusted him. Darn it! I mean, it'd be the chessboard, right? That's like the one thing he valued over anything.
Take that!
That's what I gave to... Knightley hid a chisel inside it, most likely to aid in his escape. Escape? Even there, well, I don't actually see what he said, it went by too fast. He trusted in you. He knew you'd bring it to him without looking into it and without question. And in doing just that, you were caught up in everything. Where? Knightley, you idiot. Looks like he gets it, and then he got stabbed. Simon's not as dumb as he looks after all. Like, totally. I'm sure he'll be back to normal by tomorrow, except he'll probably grieve for like a week or two. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Ooh. I'll be strong. I'll become a splendid wild animal tamer, for Knightley's sake. Excellent. That's the spirit. Also, I'm a puppet. I've actually been a robot this whole time. Ah, I almost forgot. If you like, please come to our next show. Oh look, there he does appear. I'll also be performing in it. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. I wonder if they got rid of the lion. Or if they got a new line. It seems like they still kept the figurine though, which is weird. That sounds like fun, Mr. Edward. Let's go, Mr. Edward. Well, I'll be thinking about it. Well, we need to, like, get back to practicing right away. You'll be with Regent today. What? The tiger? No way. It'll be fine. He's a good boy. No way! There's no way it'll be fine. I'm supposed to be the villain. But they had a lion as a symbol is what I meant. I know I did miss... The lion is dead, yeah. But I'm wondering if they got a new one. Or if they just kept the lion stuff as like a symbol for some reason. I figured the clown would at least get rid of it. But I guess when you think circus, you do think lions and tigers. And elephants. No bears, though. Although I think there was a bear, wasn't there? That balanced on a ball? Please cut me a break, boss! And there they go. But man, bravo! You really put on a good show today, Miles. All thanks to you, Mr. Shields. Without your help, she might have gotten away. Not to mention allowing us to continue the investigation. Oh man, cut it out already. You're gonna make me blush. I never know when you were being serious. Uncle Ray is always serious. So how was it, Miles? How'd it feel to be a defense attorney? To save people. A defense attorney? But really, that really took me back. It was just like being next to your old man again. Haha, it's been a while since I felt this good. It was, well, it's somewhat difficult to say it was a good thing. Kinda feels like that one time in the second game. When I stood in for Phoenix that one time. Or was that the third game? Come on, Miles, are you sure you don't want to be a defense attorney? What? You know, pick up where your old father left off. Don't you want to save people like he did? What are you talking about, pal? Mr. Edward the Prosecutor. Is it really that unusual for a prosecutor to become a defense attorney these days? Unusual isn't the problem here. Hey, don't be so upset. It's normal, you know, normal. It's not. Normal, pal. You all make for a powerful defense team. Mr. Shields, I'm a prosecutor. And Uncle Ray is the defense attorney. That's why. I'm being serious about this. Well, that's just my opinion. Feel free to drop by any time if you have a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you. See you later. Where's Lang, dang it? Following my father's footsteps? Me? Become a defense attorney? I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad! Oh no! My dad! Oh wow. I feel like we've seen this before, but... very manly looking. Like my father. I didn't get to see what the first thing is because I was ad-libbing. Darn my habits. I like his hat. The end. The inherited turnabout? Are we gonna see like his past? Are we gonna see like his dad's past work? That'd be pretty neat. Like I might be... I can tell by the pose that's definitely his dad, but guys, it's pretty late, and we've been going on for 2.5 hours. I kind of expected 3, to be honest. Ah, not the best case. Don't give in, Sivia. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the turnabout of all turnabouts. I definitely didn't expect the little reveal at the end there of her coat. I really did expect just a normal coat. But I think that'll be it for now, guys. So thanks a lot for watching. Guys, notice how low I am, by the way. Should have told me. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Neither confirm or deny that you're a dork. But what was your favorite part of this entire case? Honestly, I kind of like Dogen's whole thing, but I don't know. I still don't understand if like they were so scared why they let him have his dog. He'd be pretty useless without the dog. Also, good night everyone going to bed since it is pretty late. The animals were probably the best part, I think. Especially Rocky. Did we ever see Saw its animal? Now that I think about it, I don't know if we did. Like, he said he took care of them, but I don't think we ever saw, like, his actual animal. Except for that stupid parrot. Unless his animal was the parrot, but that wouldn't make any sense. Anywho. Yeah, she's pretty great. I don't remember if she ever, like, really figures out what happens to her dad, but her story is definitely a sad one. I'm still glad they came back, though, and we didn't get to see the clown, who is apparently the ringleader now. So, that's neat, I guess. I hope he doesn't come back in this one. Anywho. She did? Okay. I vaguely recall her, like, crying, but I wasn't sure if I am remembering incorrectly, because I also remember Francisca crying, and they kind of had the same expression. Okay, she did learn that, like, at the very end of the case. It's been a year, okay? So cut me some slack. Even though you're not harassing me at all. Anywho, now I'm actually going to say goodbye, instead of just sitting here yammering. We can talk about it in the Discord or something. Anywho, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed my very poor voice acting. I think, like, between things, I'm going to practice voices on my own time. And see if I can't get more of them consistent. Because the only one I can seem to do consistently is this one, which is, whatever you take for it, pal. I don't know what to say about that, but, you guys seem to enjoy it, so that's all I can really ask for, you know, pal? Anyways, I'll see you later, so have a good night. And don't feed the alligators knives, okay? It's bad for their health. See ya.